Good morning. For those who may not know me, my name is Ariana. I have been a peer minister here for quite some time. I feel very old this morning. I know, I'm the ripe age of 22. I'm having a hard time believing that I am standing in this pulpit right now, let alone this particular pulpit. If you would have told me 3.5 years ago when I first stepped foot in Wesley, I would have been speechless. And for me, that is almost unheard of because boy, do I know how to talk. In all seriousness, when I was first asked to speak about my experience here at Wesley over the past few years, many feelings began to sweep over me. It truly feels like an impossible task to sum up my experience here in just 5 minutes. But I will try. Before discovering Wesley, I grew up having a faith background. I was raised in a household that believed strongly of the power of going to church, living out our faith, and loving and forgiving others the way that Jesus did. However, I always struggled to feel connected to that faith. I recall the many hours I sat in Sunday school, not feeling enough. I remember even from that young age that I never understood this whole thing. I would sit in the pews with my parents during church, and I would look over to my mom and dad, who had a look of peace on their faces that I so desperately craved. I would often see my dad, who rarely cried in front of me, fight tears. However, he normally lost that battle, and I would see a small, gradual stream of tears fall from his face. These images of faith struck me. I began to think, what does my dad have that I do not have? What am I doing wrong? Why am I not crying when I pray? It was not the first time that I asked these questions as a kid. I was and am still that kid who asks way too many questions. God bless my Sunday school teachers and for my parents for putting up with me. What angels they were. And God bless all the pastors I've had here at Wesley for taking the time to do the same. But we will get to that in a little bit. I know now that it was not as simple as I was making it all out to be. But when you were 8 years old, that was all I could focus on. I focused on the comparison, the feelings of unworthiness, and all the things I could just not wrap my head around. As a result, I remained in the faith that I belonged to all of my life until around the age of 15. And then I left the church. I stopped believing in all of it. Not just the church I grew up in, but also in God. At the time, I labeled myself as an atheist. This began to change, though, when I stepped foot in Wesley in the spring of my freshman year. And I was greeted by lovely faces such as Pastor Julie. My life has never been the same since. After many years away from my faith, I did not think I would ever come back. However, that semester would show me a new version of my faith. It would build upon the foundation that was laid by my parents and in the denomination that I grew up in as a child, into an incredibly strong structure that I'm still standing on today. The verse we chose to do our testimonies on today was chosen because Wesley is the reason that I am now convinced that nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate me from the love of Jesus Christ. The people, this place, and all that it brings to not only this campus, but the future of other people wandering for a home, just like I was, scream what it means to live out the gospel. It screams the love that Jesus wants us to have for one another. From the countless s'mores I've eaten at midweek, to the countless hot dogs I have ate and conversations I had at Friday with friends, and for all the laughs and cries I've shared in and outside of these walls, including with Garrett, way too many late night conversations talking about theology, I stand up here with a heart full of gratitude. I am so incredibly grateful for all of the meaningful connections I have been able to make here, all of the memories I will take with me as I continue my own faith journey, and for helping me form a relationship with Christ, the one that provides me every day with the peace that I craved for so long as a kid. My college experience has been nothing but an easy one. I have had rather intense mental and physical health challenges. And there was moments where I did not think I could keep going on. But Wesley provided me with that hope that I often could not see myself. So thank you all for being a home away from home when I needed one, for being there for me in the darkest and brightest moments of my life, and for pushing me to be a better person each and every time I was in and outside of this place. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It was one of the biggest honors of my life to play even a small part of the ministry that we do here. Thank you.